been wandering in the desert of doubt, searching for meaning. What is life all about? There are so many paths, and I've explored them all, but I always felt there was a missing piece. Was I somehow denying an important part of me? Then the voices of my people spoke. Now I'm answering the call. Hineni, here I am, ready to receive your holy blessing. Openly, gratefully, let me be all I can be. Hineni, here I am. Used to think this all was ancient history, just couldn't imagine what it had to do with me. Stories and tales from another place and time, but my roots go deep, and with each word I read, I could hear my father's fathers and the same words that they said. It's like they all were telling me, this history is mine. Hineni, here I am, ready to receive your holy blessing. Openly, gratefully, let me be all I can be. Hineni, here I am. Adonai, as the ark is opened, so is my heart, and I know I'm not alone. Adonai, as these words are spoken, I'm where I'm meant to be. I am home. Hineni, here I am, ready to receive your holy plan. Openly, gratefully, let me be all I can be. Hineni, here I am. Hineni, here I am. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. We each hold a gift, man and woman, boy and girl. There's as many pieces of this gift as people in the world, and if we put them all together, maybe we can find a way to build a peaceful world one day. שים שלום, שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. שבת נקבלה, שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, ישמענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, בשם תפארת ותהילה, יחד אותי לקראת כלה, שבת נקבלה, יחד אותי לקראת כלה, שבת נקבלה, לקראת שבת יקום עיניך, תהיה מקור הברכה, לראש לקרם לסופה, סוף מעשה במחשבת תהילה, יחד אותי לקראת כלה, שבת נקבלה, יחד אותי לקראת כלה, שבת נקבלה, התעוררי, התעוררי, מבאור קומי אורי, אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, יחד אותי לקראת כלה, שבת נקבלה, יחד אותי לקראת כלה, שבת נקבלה, אוהי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, יחד אותי לקראת כלה, שבת נקבלה, יחד אותי לקראת כלה, שבת נקבלה. תחת כנפי השכינה. ברוכים הבאים תחת כנפי השכינה. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace. Bruchot habaot tachat kanfei hashekhinah. Bruchim habayim tachat kanfei hashekhinah. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace.
Bruchim habaim, ancient words of welcome. Welcome here to Congregation Micah, everyone. We invite you to take your seats. My name is Philip Rice. They do call me Rabbi Flip. That is Miss Lisa Silver and quite a bit of musical accompaniment over here. We are a musical place, and we invite you into our sanctuary largely because a certain young lady sits on our bima ready to become a bat mitzvah, an adult in the eyes of the Jewish community. And so you all, her loved ones, her friends, her family, gather here with us as we do a not overly complicated thing. It's really a storytelling experience. We watch this rite of passage as this magical lady, Macie Biller, stands in front of you all and leads us in the stories, the prayers really of the Jewish people. She will chant from the Torah, the Bible in its scroll-like fashion. She will interpret a little bit about what it is that she has chanted and taught us today. It is a magical experience. The energy in this room is palpable. We usually do a lot of warm-up stuff, but we're pretty warm already. The Billers are relatively veterans at this experience, having Andrew and Jonah gone through it before them. But Macie is special all in her own right, and she's going to show us that this morning. We're going to begin on page 72 if you have a book. If not, you can watch us on the screens. We're going to invite those brothers up here to present her with a talis, a prayer shawl.
So as our aunt Helen got me my talis in Israel, on my journey in Israel, I got this for you. So I wanted to present this to you.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hita tev b'tzitzit.
Amen.
We continue on page 74 with the singing of Matovu.
Yaakov, Mishkenot
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam b'chokhmah, uvara vo nikavim chololim chololim. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch atah Adonai, rofei chol basar umafli la'asot. We continue by thanking God for our souls on page 78. Please join us as we chant, starting on page 80, thanking God for the miracles of everyday life. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who's given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who moves sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who's made me in the image of God.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who's made me free.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who's made me a Jew.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. We continue together on page 88. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study and core encompasses them all. We continue singing on page 100. Please rise and turn to page 106. Yikada v'yikada shemei rabba. V'ma divrach yirute, v'yamlech mahute, v'chayhon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'gala uv'zman kariv, v'yimaru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach, le'olam olam me'amaya. Yitbarach, Yipra v'yishabach, v'yipar v'yitrama v'yinaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei d'kudusha b'reichu, le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata, tu'ushbechata v'nechamata, dom yiran ve'ama, v'yimaru, amen. La 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 la. 110. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzar or uvarei choshe, Oseh shalom uvarei et hakol, Hama'ir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha, barachamim, uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid, Macie v'reshit. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai. In wisdom you form them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created. May they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMerot. Please read with me on page 113. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and light blinded we saw, that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote, we reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us. As we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of life. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael ba'avaha. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem kavod, malchuto, leolam va'ed. We continue chanting on top of page 116. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'shokbecha u'kumecha u'kshartan leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. We continue responsively on page 121. The eternal truth is that you alone are God and there's no one else.
May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war anymore.
You shall not hate your brother or your sister in your heart.
The stranger that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor, asked God.
We know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy.
Praise to God Most High.
Blessed is God and deserving of blessing. ופדחנו ממך יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Please rise. Adonai sifataptitach ubiagidilatecha.
Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el hagadol hagibor v'hanora, El Elyon, gomel chasadim tovim, v'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדשים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה על זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ורחמיו לעיני כל חיים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצח כי, ולנצח נצח כי, קדושת הנקדיש. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצח כי, ולנצח נצחים, קדושת הנקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש לעולם בהן, כי המלך גדול, כי המלך גדול, וקדוש קדושת הנקדיש. ברוך אתה אדוני.
We approach the Divine Spirit here at Micah in a whole variety of ways. We certainly do through the beauty of sacred music. We also do through the authenticity of our actions and our words. And we always leave a little time for silence, for what we call avodah shebalev, the prayers of our own heart. We think, of course, of Macie and her future. We also think of all those places in the world that don't enjoy the safety, security, and comforts that we do. And we leave a little time for silence. What happens next? Well, I mentioned at the beginning of the service that part of what we impart on our young people as they become adults in the eyes of the Jewish community is that they learn the prayers, the stories of the Jewish people, and they stand before a community of loved ones and lead them in those prayers, and I think that Macie gets more than a check plus. Yeah. The next challenge is we ask them to read from the Torah from the Bible in its scroll-like form, and to do this, we are going to invite some Camp Barney friends forward to open the doors of our Ark. Haley Schaefer is in town, and Ren Linsky, Lily Gervich, Olivia Schwartz, Lily Lapidus, Sophie Rosenblum, Libby Friedman, and probably someone else that I left off. But if you're from Barney, come join us on the pulpit. We're going to invite everyone on page 244 to please rise.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kamasecha. Malchutcha malchut kol olamim, umamshaltacha b'chol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam v'ed. Adonai oz lamo yitin, Adonai yivarech et hamo v'shalom. Av harachamim etiva v'rtzonocha et Zion, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, ki v'cha levad batachnu, melech elam anisa, Adon olamim. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar Adonai merushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah Torah, la'amo Yisrael b'kidushato.
Now we are going to form a generational line. We have all four grandparents coming forward. We're looking for Steve and Margaret Biller, Sam and Ronnie Leader, Daniel and Tara, Andrew and Jonah will take you. So why do we do this? We do this because we learned that Moshe kibel Torah Sinai, that Moses received the Torah on Mount Sinai, Macie. And the best part of the story is he didn't just keep it and read it in a cave. He shared it with Joshua, his disciple, who in turn passed it down to the prophets, to the wise people in every generation that were willing to accept it. And you stand here before a mini Mount Sinai, and just like then, all the people have gathered to experience it. And it makes its way all the way down from Moses and all the way down the generations through your grandparents and parents and brothers into your hands. And we don't just share it with you. We're going to have you share it with all these people. So after it's in your hands and we sing Shema, you're going to circle the sanctuary, and there's a lot of people here, and everyone is invited to touch the Torah. Okay, here we go.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shmo. Gadolul Adonai iti, Unoromama, Shemo Yachdav.
her seat, we invite you all to take your seats. I'm going to let Macie sort of take over and chant and tell you about her Torah portion. In order to do this, we like people to come forward to give honor to the Torah by blessing it. We got big copies in Hebrew and English, and Macie knows it, so she can bail everyone out. We also have a big bima, and we've got lots of people that love you that are going to come celebrate with you. So for our first Aliyah, even though they got comfortable, we're going to invite grandparents Steve and Margaret Biller and Sam and Ronnie Leader back up here. We're going to invite aunts and uncles and cousins. I got Sandy and Josh and Shayna and Bella and Bronson Leader. I got Sean and Tally and Eden and Holden Leader, Caroline and Sophie Bernstein. We're giving a shout out to Jonathan Biller, who maybe is watching virtually, and Emily. Okay. Don't be shy. Come close. I got a lot of these. For anyone who wants to hold one. You do? Okay. Oh, you got a good... Here, come, get closer. Right place, right? Yeah. Hang on. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher barach banu mikol ha'amim, v'na'ata lanu b'torato. Baruch Adonai noten ha'Torah. V'yidaber Adonai el Moshe ve'el Aharon laimor. Dabru el b'nei... Where? Oh, over here. Okay.
Dabru.
El b'nei Yisrael ve'amarta alehem ish ki yahiyeh sav mebisaro zovo tameu vezot tehiyeh tumato bezovo rov bisaro et zovo o chetin bezaro mezovo tumato hi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu et v'chei olam nata v'tahenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
This is the part where you kind of shower her with love.
Yeah.
And they're all next.
As they make their way down, we are looking for more family for the second Aliyah. Great aunts and uncles and second cousins. I got Aunt Julie and Uncle Harold J., Carrie, Cole, Lev, and Drew Seitlin, Russin and Jill, Somi, Javi, Royal, Rebecca, and Eric Mondras, Aunt Benita Nickel, and Mia Felson, Gina and Gary Jarman, Jeremiah Josh, and Shane Jarman, and their families. If you think bone marrow would work, come. Who wants one of these? Someone who knows something. Anybody? Sure. All right. Someone who knows. All right. Over here. Oh, wait, come close. Wait, I got something. Oops. Bird's eye view. Get up there. Okay. Macie, they need your help. Come close. 1, 2, 3. Baruch
Adonai
Baruch Adonai Hamorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher barach banu mikol ha'amim, v'na'ata lanu b'torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah. Kol hamishkav asher yishkav elav hazav ימה וכל הכלי אשר ישב אליו עמם. ואיש אשר ייגע במשכבו יכבס בגדיו וירחץ במים וטמא עד הערב. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
For our third and final aliyah, we are looking for the family. Lapiduses, Middlebergs, Frosians, Schwartz, Gurovich, Friedman families joining us on the bima.
Okay. Baruch Adonai HaBarach.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam
Ba'ed. Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Ba'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. V'hayoshev al hakli asher yeshev elav hazav yichabes begadav v'rchatz b'mayim v'tamei ad ha'arev v'hanogea b'vasar hazav yichabes begadav v'rchatz b'mayim v'tamei ad ha'arev v'chayorok hazav batahor yichabes begadav v'rchatz b'mayim v'tamei ad ha'arev v'chol hamerkav asher yigrav alav hazav yitamei. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'toheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Good job.
I often feel pride in the young person who becomes an adult and reads from the Torah. It's rare I feel so much pride in the Micah community for knowing the Torah blessing so well. It is with the Torah open that we think about those in our community that might need a blessing for healing. And I know specifically from our community that we are thinking of Jay Cohen and the whole Sloan family and B.B. Weinstein. And we're thinking of George Hahn. Your family, Macie, has asked us to mention the names Roberta Mondres and Harold Steitlin. And no doubt there are other people all over the world who need such a blessing. So if anyone has a name they'd like to mention aloud, they're certainly allowed to do so. words to our prayer for healing can be found on page 253.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shleima, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
So a good chunk of you got to come up here and see what the scroll looks like on the inside, but not everybody did. So we're going to invite you to rise briefly, and I will raise the scroll so you can see as well. And we're going to invite Olivia Schwartz and Lily Lapidus to come back up here and help us dress the Torah.
V'zot Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael api Adonai b'yad Moshe.
Try it again.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for being here today. I'm so grateful that I have gotten to have this experience like my family before me, and to have it in person with all my friends and family. I'm so thankful to have gotten to have my bat mitzvah in this beautiful sanctuary. Whenever I'm at Micah, I can always feel the warmth of the community, and I hope you can too. First off, there are a few people I would like to thank. I want to first thank all my friends, especially my camp friends, for always supporting me. I can't wait to spend this next school year with you guys. I would also like to thank all my teachers over the years. Whether it was your first year at Ensworth or your 20th, you guys were the best teachers I could ask for. Thank you guys so much for supporting me throughout my academic career. I want to also thank Rabbi Lori and Miss Lisa for teaching and helping me with my prayers all those months ago. Also, big thanks to Miss Lisa for her beautiful music today. I am so grateful to have you as my cantor. I would also like to thank Rabbi Flip for helping me with pronunciations, melodies, and teaching me all that I need to know for this special day. Thank you for teaching me my Torah portion and helping me write my speech. Your constant jokes and little comments made working with you so much fun. Also, big thanks to Miss Julie for doing what she does best and always with a big smile. Okay, now for the juicy stuff. First off, Dad. Thank you for always pushing me to be my best, wherever that was, and for always supporting me from where I started. Thank you for all those random little inspirational quotes that you would send to the family group chat whenever you felt like it, and for teaching me the 4 things that I have control over. Yes, I do remember them. Thank you for always being there when I needed to talk, and for understanding when I didn't want to. If it wasn't for your constant encouragement, I wouldn't have been where I am today. Mom, thank you so much for everything you do for me. Thank you so much for dealing with me even when I would get mad over nothing, especially through this whole process, and for always being open to talk about it. Thank you for all the crazy errands you would run around town, taking me to soccer games, basketball games, or just 2 minutes before I had to be at dance practice. I sincerely love all of the times that we just spake together and talk about distant memories. I'm forever thankful for all the times you would straighten my hair 10 minutes before we had to leave. I love you so much and couldn't imagine if I didn't have you in my life. Joan and Andrew, thank you for being the most annoying older brothers imaginable. I mean, where else would I get my entertainment? No, but really, thank you guys so much for supporting me, whether it came to dragging you to one of my basketball or soccer games or even my dance concerts. Olivia and Lily, although we are not blood related, you guys will always be like my sisters. Through all the fashion shows, baking battles, soccer games, and tap dances, you all have always been at my side. You have dealt with me even when I was being a little bossy, and always knew how to cheer me up when I was down. I don't know who I would be if I hadn't known y'all. Family, thank y'all for always being there. All the Passover Seders, all the parties at the Middleburg's house, it is all things that I will never forget. You guys are the most supportive group of friends I've ever met, and I'm so glad to have grown up in it. Family, I'm so grateful to have all of y'all here. I love each and every one of you so much. You guys are the most supportive and talkative family, and I couldn't imagine if I didn't have y'all. Thank you for being here. Okay, let me begin by telling you a little bit about the portion of Torah I chanted. My Torah portion is a bit weird, so I'll summarize it to the Torah's rules about cleanliness, uncleanliness, contamination, and procedures for purification from disease. An example of one of these rules is that when spit on or touched by a person with disease, you are then unclean and need specific rules on how to cleanse yourself. In ancient times, these rules needed to be written down and passed around so that people knew how to stay healthy. Over the past 2 years, we have all struggled with the worldwide pandemic. Isolation or quarantine was a way to cleanse oneself after coming into close contact with somebody. The isolation from interacting with friends was hard, but it was necessary to keep as most people safe as possible. During the isolation, we could see miracles happen. Nature started to heal itself, and even the rivers of Venice started to clear. But now, more than ever, just like the rules in the Torah portion, we need to help the environment stay healthy and pure from the disease of pollution. For my Mitzvah project, I worked with the Tennessee Environmental Council, which helps spread healthy environments for animals. On my 13th birthday, I went to one of the council sites and helped build a garden for pollinators. Without these pollinators, our environment can crumble. I'm so happy that I've gotten to work with this organization to keep animals safe and to give them a healthy environment free of pollutants. Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, you're not done. The hard parts are over, but these parts get a little easier because really we just shower you with gifts and love. And I see Julie Greenberg at the back, and I'm going to invite her forward just to give you a few gifts on behalf of the congregation.
Macie. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful day. Nothing sounds better, I think, than Torah being chanted by a teenager. Really, it is beautiful music to my ears. And look, don't tell anybody, because Mrs. Greenberg has her phone out on the bima, but I wanted to show you one picture that I found from 3rd grade. Look, you and Olivia and the other Lily G and Emma and May. And you've come a long way, right, from moving those little magnetized alphabet letters on a cookie tray to this. You did a really good job. So thank you for being on this journey with us. It's been a real thrill to watch you grow up here at Micah. I know sometimes older brothers can be annoying because I have 2 of them myself, but I actually think you're really lucky, and I wanted to admire what Andrew picked out for you. That was so beautiful and thoughtful. Really, really nice. In addition to being my culinary partner in crime, will you be my personal shopper now, Andrew? Because you did a great job. Anyway, we want to celebrate all that you have brought to this day, and we do that in the form, of course, of a certificate. Everybody always gets a certificate. We also have a gift certificate for you should you choose to go to Israel, someone like your brother did, with Nifty, and that'll be $250 off that trip whenever, if you decide to take that. You can also go on the Get Connected trip, which comes from just the Nashville area, and all the synagogues participate. We're looking forward to getting back to that. And I'm going to save you the time for now, but that's your own personal Kiddush cup that we hope you'll use in celebrations for Shabbat and Passover, and whatever else comes your way. We, especially for your friends who aren't Jewish who are joining us here today, what she just did is really hard. It is a huge challenge, and those of you, we have a great batch of alumni here who have done this before up on this bima, but it's hard work, and at this point, the job is, we ask you to do it when you're young because it's important to learn that you can do hard things, and you've done it. I hope you feel good. I hope you look around and see all these people who are here to support you and lifting you up on this day. Now the challenge is moving forward. How are you going to take this ancient text, just like you did today in your sermon, and make sense out of it with 21st century eyes, right? So we hope you'll stick around. We like to take our show on the road at Micah. We go to Alabama, we go to DC, we go to New York, we go to Israel together. And you could always take your place in a 3rd grade classroom and help with Hebrew, too. Good job, really. Very proud of you. Mm-hmm.
It would not be Micah if one of our gifts didn't come by way of a song.
So we have a blessing for you. You did a wonderful job. You clearly worked really hard. I remember at the beginning of this process on Zoom earlier, I guess it was last year. I've lost track of how long ago it was. But you started, slowly, and then you moved forward, and look what you've done today. You just did a beautiful job, and you were poised and elegant, and wish all the best for you in the future. So here's a blessing for you.
May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom, and may the world you live in be the world of your dreams. May you see your world created in your lifetime. May you see your visions come to be. May your hope touch every generation to come. These are the prayers we have for you. May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom, and may the world you live in be the world of your dreams. May you be blessed with understanding, with wisdom and compassion in your heart. May your tongue be filled with song, may your lips speak out for justice. These are the prayers we have for you. May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom. May the world you live in be the world of your
One of the last things that has to happen, Macie, is everyone who has a bar and bat mitzvah at Congregation Micah signs the sacred Micah scroll. I see Lily Gervich's name there. Wait, hold this. Let me get it. And then comes the part every young lady looks forward to. We give the microphone to your parents.
I'm gonna try not to cry. The whole time, Jonah's whispering to me, "Are you gonna cry, Mom? Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry?" I'll try not to. Macie Vivian Biller, our Earth Day baby. You were Daddy's birthday gift. See him? It's happening. We brought you home from the hospital on Daddy's birthday, and we celebrated with cake for both of you that night and all the years since. You've heard this story 1,000 times, but not everyone here has heard it. Daddy, Andrew, Jonah, and I were in Paris and then in Israel for Uncle Joshie and Aunt Sandy's wedding. We weren't sure we would have any more kids at that time. Daddy said in passing to me, it would be really nice to have a daughter, since we already had 2 boys. We both are from a family of 5, and it just felt like someone was missing. I said to him, chances are we would have 3 boys like my cousin Gina and Gary, who I'm grateful are here today with their 3 boys and their families. We decided on that trip to add 1 more so our family would be complete. We also decided not to find out if you were a boy or a girl ahead of time. It was our last chance to be surprised, and no one believed us that we didn't know if you were a boy or a girl, with Daddy being a GYN and all. But since you were a 3rd baby, Daddy only came to the first sonogram, and then he said to me, let me know if there are any issues, otherwise, you've got this one. While I was pregnant with you, I went to get my nails done, and into the nail salon walked a mother and daughter who were getting a pedicure together. It must have been the pregnancy hormones because I just started to cry, thinking if I had a boy, I might not ever have the opportunity to have a mother-daughter nail date. I know that's ridiculous, but that's when I realized how much I wanted to have a daughter. And just yesterday, we had our nail date with Lily and Ren in tow. We had picked out your name early on, and I wasn't crazy about the boy's name we had picked out. As we went into the OR to deliver you, Daddy asked me if I thought we would have a boy or a girl, and I said a boy because I didn't want to be disappointed. I really wanted a daughter. The whole time I was pregnant with you.
Love you, boys. Love you. We do.
The whole time I was pregnant with you, your brother Andrew said he was going to have a sister, and he never wavered. So as you were being delivered, I could hear the doctor saying, Dad, Dad, trying to get him to announce if you were a boy or a girl. They lifted you up so I could see you, but all I could see was your face. I said to Daddy, you can tell me. He was so emotional that he could hardly speak, and then he whispered into my ear, it's a girl. The tears started to flow down my cheeks with excitement. I could hardly believe it. You are named for 2 of your great-grandmothers, Molly Leader, Poppy Sam's mother, and Vivian Biller, Poppy Steve's mother. Your first name is also in honor of Molly Hall, the second Molly to give Poppy Sam life. It's pretty perfect that you were born on Earth Day, as you have become passionate about the environment, and your love of animals and concern for the Earth's future make my heart swell with pride. It was an honor for Andrew and me to join you just a week ago to work on your Mitzvah project, helping the Tennessee Environmental Council build a pollinator garden that will attract bees and butterflies and hummingbirds and other living creatures that will help restore our local environment. Macie, you are a force to be reckoned with. You have been since day one. You don't always know what you want, but you certainly know what you don't want, which is just as important. Lots of people have asked me what the theme of your bat mitzvah party is, and I've said that it's all about the many facets of Macie. She doesn't want to be categorized as just being a dancer or a basketball player or a soccer player. You are all of those things and so much more. You are also a writer, a lover of books and stories. You love summer camp and snuggling with your doggies, Nola and Georgia. You love to bake and try new things. You love ice cream. You are a procrastinator and a perfectionist. I could go on and on and on. Daddy and I are so very proud of the young woman you've become or becoming. Don't be afraid to use your voice. It is a powerful thing to stand up for what you believe in. You have conviction. Use it. We look out to the sanctuary and we see so many loving faces here that support and celebrate you today. We are grateful to everyone for making an effort to be here with our family to celebrate this important life cycle in event Macie's story. Becoming a bat mitzvah means that you are now old enough to be accountable for your own actions. It is a tradition that has been passed down l'dor v'dor, from generation to generation. Let today be the next stage of your learning and interpreting the lessons and meanings of over 5,000 years of Jewish thought and prayer. Andrew and Jonah are very fortunate to have you as their sister, and we are immeasurably blessed to have you as our beautiful, intelligent, kind, go-getter daughter. I love you more.
No.
That was awesome. Should have gone first. First, thanks. I want to say thanks to everyone for being here. Specifically, Rabbi Flip, you're the best. Miss Lisa, we're super lucky that we picked the date we picked. And to the musicians and all the Micah family, you guys are the best. I often tell people about Micah, and I say it gets emotional, even without bar and bat mitzvahs. It's really quite amazing. But specifically for Macie, you got to come up here. Macie's a great teacher. I don't know if you guys know that. She's played a central role in my learning that all my kids, my biologic kids, my players, my fellows, my residents, they don't really remember necessarily what I tell them, but they remember how I made them feel. And that was a learning process for me with Macie, helped teach me that. And so I hope you'll remember the way you feel today. You may not remember all the words, but the way you feel and the way it feels in here, it's pretty special. Since y'all know me really well, this is not going to be 30 minutes after practice. But I am going to use a lot of words. So for all you guys, Middleburg, sit down. It's not bagel time yet. So when I was reading, when Mom was pregnant, and then after you were born, about how to be a girl dad, I came across some advice that I thought was really interesting. It said, and I might get in trouble for this, but my teammates at work cleared me for this. So, tell a beautiful girl how smart she is, and tell a smart girl how beautiful she is. I thought that was really interesting, at least 14 years ago. I've had a real problem in deciding how to address you for that reason, right? So which one do I lead with? You're clearly both. And you notice that I switch back and forth all the time. So that's the reason why. So I wanted you to know that you're beautiful inside and out, and you're incredibly intelligent and analytical and a gentle soul. So I want to thank you for allowing me to coach you, for being coachable, for listening, for being you and not what anybody else wants you to be or what you think they want you to be, but for being undeniably smart, clever, and beautiful inside and out. We've always talked about balance, right? Soccer, basketball, dance, school. And yes, Jonah, dance is a sport. You're analytical yet empathetic. You're kind yet strong. You're bold and fearless but not a bully. You're humble but not timid. You're proud but not arrogant. You're a protector of truth and integrity, yet inquisitive. You're courageous. You often stand up for those in need, yet you're not intimidating. You are balanced. You have the talent and tools to be successful and happy. Find your way, not anyone else's way. Be you. Strive to be the best version of yourself without beating yourself up for not being perfect. In my eyes, you'll always be perfect. So when you're doubting yourself, put on my lenses and see yourself as I see you. The world, the earth, and as Tara told you, Macie was born on Earth Day, needs to know what you think and why you think it. Just like all those end of the soccer season speeches. It's not as long though, right? Stand up, speak clearly and loudly, look at everyone in the eyeballs and say what you want to say. Not because you have to, and not because your coach is making you, but because we all need you to. Go put your work clothes on, go and make your mark. And to all your teammates and my players out there, what's the most important thing? Have fun. And be kind to yourself. Love yourself. We love you.
Macie, come here for a second. It'll only be a second because if I've learned anything over the years, it's not to keep Adam Middleberg or anyone from a bagel. I have experienced you as your parents have described you. And I remember like maybe just 2 or 3 weeks ago, you came in and I said, "How are you?" And you yawned. And I said, "So tired?" And you said, "Well, I had to stay up late to straighten my hair." I know what it's like to have a daughter. I don't mean to throw you boys or my boys under the bus, but I'm putting all my money on my daughter. And I think what happened today, Macie, is that the Jewish world actually got stronger, which is why people like me and Julie Greenberg say, we need you to stay a part of our community. We need you to be a model of what it means to be strong and yet compassionate. And the vulnerability in which you and others show coming up here and doing this, it engenders a great deal of respect, not just from rabbis, but from everyone who cares about the Jewish world. We want you to have 3 things in life. Specifically, we want you to live a life of Torah, and we don't just mean this scroll. We mean all of these many activities and passions that you have, that you'll explore them and that you'll flourish in them. We hope you live a life of chuppah. So this is what we do. We make a little chuppah over here. Chuppah is a word for wedding canopy. That's not what this is yet. But we hope that one day you will have a partner and find life more meaningful, not just because you share it with one person, but because you share it with a community like this. And lastly, we wish you a life of ma'asim tovim, of doing those kind of deeds that not only make the world a better place, but you a better person. And we take those 3 wishes and we wrap them in the oldest benediction. It's a 3-fold benediction, and it goes like this. May God bless you, Macie Biller, and keep you safe always. May God's face shine upon you and through you, and when that happens, may you smile. May God's countenance shine upon you, and may you and all of these people who love you, and I'll add the whole broken world, be granted the greatest gift. May you always have a sense of shalom, a sense of wholeness and peace. Everybody says, amen. Okay, we can put it back down. We are going to return our Torah to the ark. In order to do that, we are going to invite Saba Moish and Marsha Borak forward. We are going to invite the community to rise one final time. We're on page 256.
Hodo al eretz v'shamayim vayarem keren lamo tehila l'cho chasidav livnei Yisrael am karovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Etz chaim hi lama chazikim ba v'tomcheha meushar dracheha darkenoam v'chol netivoteha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha ben Ashuva Chadesh, Chadesh Amenu, Chadesh Amenu Kekedem.
And our concluding prayers begin in the middle of page 282.
Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula liotzer b'reshit, shelo asanu kigoyeh haratzon, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
And it's here at the end of our service that we think about those people who still touch us through their spirits. We recall from our community on the anniversaries of their deaths Annette Littman, Benjamin Fair, Charles Krasov, Charlotte C. Hiller, Donald J. Wittenberg, Edith Shore, Elaine Adar Scheckner, Ethel Schulman, Helen H. Hauser, Jack Chirac, Jake Levin, Janice Footsie Lefkowitz Wiener, Joseph Golem, Leonard D. Giovanni, Les Spire, Lottie Buren, Martin Handelbaum, Max Mendel Baumgarten, Melvin Steinberg, Meyer E. Burkhan, Bill Wisner, Pauline Baum, Robert Friedman. Our community continues to mourn for Marvin Oakes, Dorothy Braderman, Jerry Sly. We also mention the names from your family, Macie, Eddie and Joseph Seitlin, Irvin and Vivian Biller, Oscar and Belle Grusky, Irving and Molly Leader. If there's names I've neglected to mention or just anyone you'd like to say aloud. We add to that list all those people who have been a blessing to humanity. The words to Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's Kaddish, can be found on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomachon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agalav v'zman karib v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlomo Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. We ask that the source of peace send peace to all people who are mourning, comfort to all who may feel bereaved. We say one final time together, amen. Okay, I think I'm going to do the family a solid here. I put this in on purpose. Let's have all the Ensworth and Barney and other friends come make a kiddush with us. That means you got to come up here. This gets you to the buffet faster. Okay. And Miss Lisa, if you'll lead us just in a short kiddush, maybe in a motzi after Vishamru, that'd be great.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min ha'aretz.